it's me, JC, back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. I finally finished the turtles. We have 6 completed now, and they're going to be drying up until like they're bone dry, and then I can bisque them. I thought we'd do some really simple underglazing today. Why is it so dark in here? I have all my lights on. I don't know. So I thought we'd do some really simple underglazing. I don't know if I want to do a black chicken or not, but I think we'll just kind of see how far we get with these. I'm kind of thinking we could do a black cat, a black bunny. In my shop, I have like a black bunny face, but not like a full body bunny. And then I was also kind of thinking maybe like a Dutch, a black Dutch. They're actually like black and white. Yeah. So, but I think let's just like start off with just like the super simple things. Do I want to yeah, let me actually, where did I put it? Shoot. I'm sorry, let me go find, wait. Oh wait, no, I have it right here. Okay, we're gonna use some wax resist. I do think it was annoying last time when I was trying to clean up the underglaze from like the bottom-ish area. So we'll apply some wax resist. Let me see, where should I put this? I could clean this little dish off. Let me just like get the clay off this little tiny dish here. Whoops. I put a piece of paper down so that we don't get any underglaze or, I don't know, I guess like wax resist maybe on our stuff, on my little, what do I call that? It's not really a wear board. My little canvas that I work on. Okay, that might be a little bit too much. So again, we've got, what's that say? Mr. Mark Snow Drip Wax On Resist. Wax on means you keep it on, and it goes into the kiln with the wax on it. You don't have to remove it, it just burns off in the kiln. There's another one that is orange, and that's called Wax Off. You will scrape that off for different kind of application. Like if you're trying to like layer colors in a certain way, you would want to do that. Let me see, what should we use? Maybe this little brush. I've got a bunch of cheap little brushes here. So certain things, like if you want to like easily avoid certain areas, for example, if for some reason we wanted the tail to be white, and we didn't want to have to very carefully avoid that area, you could put the other type of wax on it, and then you just like peel it off, and then you can apply your white underglaze in that area. That's kind of like why you would use the other one. Let me see. I suppose we should do, it's probably not as common that it's going to actually, that any of the underglaze or anything is going to go here, but let's just put some on here anyway, in case, like, I don't know, I set it down on I set it down like on some stuff. So this is just precautionary, putting it on the bottom here. It is purple now, but it's a tiny bit harder to see after it has dried and it's sat like a day or so. I don't know if you can put more dye in it or not. It's kind of something I've been thinking, because it'd be kind of nice if it was a little bit easier to see. Some of my projects sit around for a long time. I wouldn't say you have to put like a ton of this on, but I mean, you want like a good, like, decent application. You can pretty like easily see where it's thick and thin based off of the color. Okay, so that's good for the bottom. But I want to do like a little bit of the side because I want the underglaze to go down like a fair bit where the glaze will go, but I don't want it to go all the way down to the bottom of the pot. Let me see, I very carefully focus like really hard to get like a nice even line. Also, if you mess up and you put the wax somewhere it shouldn't go, this purple one particularly, I'm not really sure like how you would get it off. So there's that. Okay, so let me just kind of focus here. Oh, it's being really bubbly and weird. Why is it so bubbly? I don't know if we can like... I mean, you can still kind of see it. Oh my gosh, that's gonna bother me now. I don't know, I kind of like that height. I don't know if I want to bring it up anymore to just kind of like smooth out that line. There's so many bubbles in this thing. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know. I think maybe I should use like a rounded brush. Maybe that would be like somewhat better. I feel like this is a little bit better on the edge. It's kind of rounded. Also, this is going to resist both the underglaze and the glaze. May see when we start applying it that sometimes it will bead up on the wax. So you might want to like just kind of like quickly wipe it off with a sponge, but for the most part, it does resist a lot of it. Why are there so many bubbles? Oh my gosh. I don't know why there's so many bubbles everywhere. Oh gosh. I just like really went pretty high up over here. I just kind of smooth it over, sort of. I don't know if I need to like squeeze the bubbles out, but that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, application looks a little thin where I just put it, so I'm gonna try to go over that again. Whoops, oh my gosh. I mean, can you not? She stops. She's like, what? What am I supposed to be doing? Okay. One bunny down. Okay, I know that took like kind of a long time. I don't know if I would say this saves time. But some areas, I think particularly like where the tail is, like those really kind of like tight corners, it is pretty hard to like get the sponge in there and like wipe up that area. So I mean, I don't know, like obviously this is just kind of like a preference thing. Like you don't have to do this, you don't have to use wax resist, but I think some people really like using it. It's especially It's especially easy to apply. I mean, this is just one method of like wax resist. Other people have like other methods. Like some people I've seen will just like heat up like a, I don't know if like there's anything special about it, but they'll heat up like a pan of wax up to the, like they'll put in as much wax, and then when it melts it fills the pan to like the height that they want it to go up on their pot, and then they just like dip it in, done. Like go to the next one. It literally takes seconds. I mean, I don't really know if I want to do that. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing certain things. It's definitely an option. It's also extremely quick and easy to do, like round pots. So if you have like a mug or a vase or, you know, probably something you throw on the wheel and it is round, you can just like put it on the wheel. You don't even have to do anything to it other than like center it, and then you can just like quickly and easily like apply the wax on it while the wheel is moving. Obviously we can't do that with these because they are not round, but that is definitely like a time saver for applying this and not like not spending like a ton of time to like wipe the bottoms of your pots too. Ugh, these freaking bubbles are just like really messing things up. Oh, I don't know if I have to sneeze. I could feel the sneeze coming and then it just like, I don't know, it just like left. Okay, we're almost done with this one. The application's a little thin here, so I'm gonna like, I think add just a tiny bit more. Oh my gosh, these bubbles. These bubbles are really messing me up. I don't know why there's so many bubbles happening. I don't feel like I've ever had this problem. And I didn't like shake it or anything beforehand. I don't know why it's being like this. Okay. Oh, I was just thinking, should I glaze the bottom of these? Let me take a look at this one. It's really 50-50 if I could glaze the bottom of it, because like if we put more on here and just just like make a nice line around it. Right now it's like kind of jackety, like on the inner line. Then I could put glaze on here. I don't know. The side is not very like high in terms of like where the wall is. So either I glaze it or I leave it unglazed. And if I leave it unglazed, that means I have to like spend like more time like sanding this area. So it's kind of annoying. I would say it's probably easier generally to glaze it than to have to sand it. But I'm gonna leave this one unglazed because I'm not sure about like how high this wall is, if it's high enough to put glaze down here. But these are all like hand carved, so I think we could, yeah, let's do it on the cat one. I think the walls, like the foot, I think that's high enough to put a glaze down. It takes so long to like sand them, even though it's like it's like, I don't know, maybe like a minute each, maybe. Because I'll use like a okay, that line is really big. I'll use like a, what would you call it, like a rough like sanding pad, but then I go over it a second time with a finer sanding pad, or sandpaper. It's just like sandpaper, that's what I use. But there are like all kinds of different things that you could use. Some of them are like little like Brillo pad looking things. I know there are a bunch of different kinds of sanding pads. I don't know what I use, but I feel like it probably doesn't matter all that much as long as you are like getting like a like pretty nice smooth finish on anything that's unglazed. Because like when these come out of the final firing, they can be like pretty rough. I mean, you're not gonna cut yourself on it unless it was like particularly jagged for some weird reason. But like it's just nice like when someone picks up your work. I was at like a market once and this lady didn't sand any of her stuff, and I like, why? She had like, I don't know, like a mug, and only parts of it, like parts of the handle was unglazed. and like parts of the mug were unglazed, and like it was like done in like a kind of a cool way, but like she should have sanded it. Like I just remember picking it up and being like, oh gosh, no. Like that was just like my first like reaction. And then it was like when we left the market, I was like telling Jason about it, and then I was like, oh wait, maybe I should have gotten it, because I could have just like sanded it myself. But like I literally didn't think about it. But also, like, you should sand your work. Like, you know, like if I was like somebody that was just like a regular customer, you know, like I shouldn't have to go out and buy sandpaper to like sand this thing that I bought from you, right? Like that just makes sense. I think like the market was just like kind of like newbie people, I would assume, is like most of the people that were there. So maybe they just like forgot. Like it's not like quite in their workflow or something. Like it could just be like an honest mistake, but it's definitely something that's like pretty important to remember, I would say. As like you know, like that, your workflow process. Like I would say that when I get the stuff back from the kiln, I usually take photos of them first, and then after I edit the photos, make listings, then that's usually kind of like when I decide to sand them, because it's like I could sand it before I mailed it, or like before I go to a market. Like if for some reason like I had things that were super new, like I would want to like double check everything, make sure everything has been sanded, everything is priced. Like that's kind of like how it fits into my workflow. But it it is like kind of annoying to have to do. Okay, let me use up the rest of this wax, and then we'll just pour out like a teensy bit more. Okay, let me pour out a little more wax. I actually thought I put way too much down, but this is like just about right. Let me just go like one drop at a time and be super stingy with it. Oof, I don't know, maybe that's a bit high. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I could do. I feel like I've seen someone say, like, oh, if you, like, mess up with the wax resist, you could, like, do something to remove it, but I'm not sure how. I would have to, like, Google it. It's probably on, like, a Reddit forum or something. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some on this one. I don't even put that much clear glaze on the back. I'll just put on, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 coats, not even like the full 3 coats for it. Just to make sure it's like super light. And like it's not going to like touch the kiln shelf. Okay, we need like 1 more drop. Okay, after I focus on this, like finishing this one, I want to tell you guys a story. It's not all that exciting, but I thought it was kind of funny. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Wait, let me look at this one again. No, I don't really want to risk that one. Okay. So since we're gonna be done in like 25 minutes, I'm gonna wait to wash these, but generally you want to wash the wax out of these like as soon as you can, probably. I should put this where I'm not gonna forget about washing it. Just real quick. It really doesn't take like that long to get it off of there. You just have to like remember to do it right away. I wonder if that needed to dry more. Maybe I should just put it like this. I don't know if it really needs to dry like that long. Okay. So we've got our black glaze. Or underglaze, sorry. What brush do I want to use? I can use like a pretty big one. Probably. Let me just kind of like squish it around my hands. I think there's like dust in my brushes. Okay. Just kind of blow on that. Make sure we've got dust off of it. I just washed these yesterday. So they shouldn't really have any dust on them. Also, it's important that before you work, like before you like touch your underglaze pieces, or not, Jesus Christ, what am I saying? I'm sorry. Before you touch your bisque pieces, you want to make sure that your hands are clean. I went to the bathroom before jumping on the stream, so my hands shouldn't really have oil on them. But your oil on your hands can act as a resist. So if you're like touching your pieces with your oily little fingers, it can create like a little resist spot on there. So you just want to be careful of that. Sometimes I forget about that, and I'll be like moving my bisque pieces around everywhere, and I'm like, oh wait. I don't really know. I guess like I don't really know what you would do about that. I guess you can just like wash your little bisque piece with like soap and water, I suppose. If you want to be like super like sure that it's going to be fine. I want to just like touch up like maybe a few of these spots where it's like super light in the coat. It's typical for most people to apply 3 coats of underglaze to their pieces. I really like an opaque look, so I will put on 5. Which is why my stuff takes like so long to make. Yeah, that's why it takes so long. But I really do like how opaque my stuff is. Like you can see like from this turtle, you can see the brush strokes, but I mean generally it's pretty opaque, I would say. He has some clay on his face. But it's kind of like a style thing, sort of. It's like if you want that kind of like washy look, though, like if that's what you're going for, like totally have at it. But if you kind of like, I would see underglaze pieces like particularly at like Goodwill and stuff. Those pieces that are like mass manufactured, that are like things from like people's homes from like, I don't even know, like the 80s or something, and it's like a ceramic underglaze like bowl of fruit or something, some random thing. And then it's just like you can see like the brush strokes, and there's not even like very much color on it. The colors are like probably not that vibrant either. I always saw those. I was like, that stuff is so ugly. I'm never going to like, this is my personal thing. Like, if you love that, like, have at it. But like, just like personally, I've always been like, oh gosh, I don't like that. And I've always like, is that going away? Why are there little fingerprints on this thing? Yeah, that's a little concerning. I wonder if my hands have like too much like oil on them. Anyway, let's just try to move forward. I really don't feel like restarting this. Maybe I should wash my hands. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands very quickly, just in case that is like, you can see like my 2 fingerprints right there. Just a minute. I don't know. I washed them like just before this though. Should I be concerned? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Let's just put that off to the side. I'm like kind of concerned because it's like still visible. Okay, we're just gonna do the bunny then. What was I saying? I don't think there's any dust on here. Oh yeah, anyway, that like the underglaze things that you'll see at like Goodwill or something that like people donated because it's like super old. Like I just don't like how like washed out it looks, and it's like, I mean, those kind of things probably have like one coat of underglaze on them. They probably don't have like 3 coats because they're so like washed out, and like there's like barely any color on them. So I've always like, when I learned like what that was, I was like, oh, okay, like that's underglaze. Like that's how they did that. I was like, I'm never gonna do underglaze. Because I was like, I just hate how it looks. And then, like when I was doing ceramics and stuff, I started like finding more people on Instagram and stuff that do ceramics for like, you know, I found a lot of people for like inspiration or just finding things on Pinterest and saving them. And all of these, like tons of people, like I found tons of people that make really cool ceramic pieces that are in underglaze. Like it's pretty like, if you know like what, like all the kinds of decorating techniques that are out there, like it's pretty easy to identify that it's like underglaze, because it's, I mean, there's not really very many things that you would do to get certain kind of results like this that look kind of like they're like painted on. So I was like, okay, that's like underglaze, and I was like, oh, maybe they just like put more on, like more coats on it, and then it gives them like a more opaque look. So I made like test towels and stuff after I got some, and I was like, okay, like it's not always like perfectly opaque. Again, like the 5 coats that I put on, still usually on a lot of things, like you can still kind of see like brush strokes if you're looking very closely at it. But for the most part, you can't really see that. Like it's pretty like covered. So yeah, like I don't know, like just seeing like how other people were making things. Definitely the fact that they were modern and handmade. Like I think it is still really easy to find like bad underglaze pieces that are like mass manufactured, because it's like they don't want to like, you know, like apply any more to it than it already has, because like one, that would take up more time. You have to have each layer dry in between coats. It would take up more underglaze because, you know, you're applying more to it, things like that. So I think that's why a lot of that like mass manufactured stuff just like looks like especially bad. I want to make like a video on like how to tell if ceramics were handmade. I'm like, sometimes I'm not quite sure like how to express like my thoughts though. But I think that would be kind of cool to add to the YouTube. Oh, heck. It like hit the camera thing. And then fell on my hands. Okay, let's see. I don't know about the cat one. I've just remembered when I went in the bathroom that before the stream, I used hand sanitizer when I should have washed my hands. I've been trying to use that more because of my... I have so many problems right now. The other day when we were on the stream, I got a splinter in my thumb. So, like, I've been trying to avoid, like, washing my hands and, like, touching it more than it needs to be touched. My poor little thumb. So, yeah, I forgot. So, it actually, those are probably oil spots that you see on the cat. So, okay, I actually do think I am going to, I don't know, I've never really, like, done this. Well, I'm gonna wash the underglaze off, and I guess I'll wash it with soap and water. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do, but I don't really know, like, what you're supposed to do in this case. So yeah. I'm actually surprised how long this is taking to dry. You can see, like, how patchy it is, like, in terms of, like, how dark it is. So the spine over here is pretty dark. It's pretty dark over here. That it's not, like, uniformly dry. Let me see. Where's my little bunny over here? We only have, like, 10 minutes. I just need, like, 10 minutes to do something. The one reason you kind of want it to dry per coat before applying, like, the next coat for glazing or underglazing is because if you put it on while it's wet, like, your brush stroke could push that first layer. So then in that spot, it might have less underglaze. So that's why I kind of want it to dry maybe a little bit more. Sometimes I push the envelope a little bit. Let me see. I can't remember if this should have, like, if it needs a white tail or not. That is something that I am not sure about. I think what we could do is draw out, like, where the foot is, maybe. Oh, okay. Just having problems today. Let me get my pencil. Okay. So, typically when I'm doing things like, if I'm trying to, like, do designs in certain areas. So I've got this little dish here. Just take a pencil and draw out, like, where you want to put things, and the pencil lead should just, like, burn up in the kiln. Gosh, there's, like, so much dust on it. So I think maybe we could just, like, draw out where his little foot's gonna be. Let me see. I think maybe it's, like, half of the foot, or I don't know, maybe I'll go, like, here. That's a bit big. I'll just erase it with the pencil. It doesn't do anything to it. Let me see. Sorry, I'm not like in the frame. How much is it? It's maybe like supposed to be half the foot. Oh. Maybe it's not quite that much. I don't know, the foot is like really long. I feel like I need to like Google exactly how this bunny should look because it has a specific pattern to it. I do know its back. So this large area here is definitely gonna be black. I can't remember if their tails are white or if it is the same color as the back. And then they have kind of a white triangle that comes up from their chin to their nose. I feel like I need like a reference maybe for drawing that. That's why I don't do like a ton of like certain things on the stream because I need like a reference. Up. Should I go like that? I think that's more than what I did last time in terms of like where the line hits. I think that first line I drew is like not quite straight. Okay, so it's like somewhere over there. And then the face kind of goes like this. I think the ears are included in the color. This is kind of just very roughly like what it's supposed to look like. And then like the eye is like over here. I know it's gonna look really weird right now. I'm gonna like fix that later. I don't know, I kind of feel like I need a reference for this one. Also, why the heck is this not dry yet? The first layer is like usually dries just like so quickly. Although I sort of did like 1.5 layers on it though. I suppose that's kind of what I did. I can't remember exactly where the nose goes. If it touches that point, it might. I wonder if the eye needs to be any bigger than this. Maybe. I don't think I left the foot this white on the other one that I did. I did like a brown Dutch earlier. But yeah, that's generally kind of how they look. They have like a black back, white foot, this little kind of like mask on their face. And I can't remember if the tail is white or not. I don't think the tail is white. But I want to just like double check that before I just glob on underglaze. So tired. I don't know. Our bunny is like, you can see like how patchy it is. Yeah, you can see like how patchy it is in terms of like how dry it is. Oh, we did miss like a little spot over here. You can see it's like white. Let's just kind of like dab that. Make sure we get that area. Okay, we might have, yeah, we have a little hair stuck in there. And just like touch up some areas that aren't quite covered. And then when you're doing underglazing or glazing, you want to, so for this layer, we went horizontally across the bunny, but the next layers that I'm going to be doing, we're going to be going in different directions. So we might go like diagonally one way, diagonally the other way, up and down. Because if you only go in one direction when you paint it on, it can kind of like sort of, I don't really know how to explain it. It kind of clumps up sort of. So it'll be a lot more obvious where the brush, you can see the brush strokes, if that's how like you're painting it on. But if you change the direction of how you're painting it on, it's a lot less visible. So that is super good to know. Sometimes I forget to do that when I'm glazing or underglazing. I might forget like which direction I was going. But if you can remember to do that, it might turn out a little bit better if that's what you're going for. I mean, if you're not going for it and you don't care, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, well, we're at time, so I'm sorry, this is like really boring and probably really drawn out. I don't know, I hope you maybe learned something. I should do like maybe like an underglazed video or something. I just have not had time to make other YouTube videos because it's really overwhelming to make like a polished video. But thank you so much for being here, watching the video live or the recording. I really appreciate either. If you're watching on Twitch, be sure to follow along so you know when I come on for streams. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, I'll be back tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific time, and then back on Monday. I stream Monday through Friday. And what else? All the videos are uploaded to YouTube at calieandco. There I have a whole live stream playlist. Actually, this one is the 200th like ceramic hour live stream. We're at 200. So sorry if this one bored you, but there are tons of other videos for you to check out if you want to see me make some other things. I know they're very slow paced because we're live. But I hope you guys like the videos. Yeah, there are some other things on there too. I have a few ceramic tutorials on the YouTube and some other videos that touch on small handmade business topics like packaging your orders and some general things. Like I have an art book tour of like all the art books that I have in different categories. So I have graphic design books in one video, ceramic books in another video. And they're like, I don't even know, they're like 7 or 8 videos. Anyway, I hope you have a great day and I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Maybe we're just doing this. I don't know. we'll just see how I feel. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.